Here's the deal. Change is inevitable. No matter what's going on in your life, it's not permanent. Everything is going to change. You can react to it or you can participate in it. So if you keep waiting around, you're going to have to react to the change. And now you behind. If you know the job you have is not going to last forever. Where you go to work at every day, that's going to change. Your best laid plans has changed. So what you got to start doing is you got to start anticipating that it's going to change.
Sometimes when the tide has run against you for a long time, it may be that what you held as a certainty was in fact not true. It's not only right, it's also smart to be able to see more than one way to accomplish a task. Because when the plan that served you so well for so long doesn't work anymore, then it's time to find another way. It's time to move on, to change. Or you'll risk snapping like a dead branch in a stiff breeze. It's entirely possible and even likely that nothing will ever turn out as we expect. And so no matter how much we prepare for one turn of fate, something will sneak up from the blind side. When that time comes, as it will, the people who survive and even triumph over the unanticipated will be people who are ready to adapt. They will step out of the path of the charging bull. They will step back and let something else bear the brunt of impact. It's always been important to be flexible, anticipating whenever we can, and when we can't anticipate, being prepared for all possibilities.
No matter what you're doing, you could be doing more. It's 24 hours in a day. You got to use as many of those hours to prepare stability for yourself as you can. If you sleep 8 hours, you're not ever going to be rich. It's only 24 hours in a day. If you sleep 8 hours, that's a third of your life. You cannot be asleep a third of your life and become successful.
We all face difficulties that don't look like they'll ever change. We don't see any sign of things improving. It's easy to live discouraged and accept that it's not meant to be. What you're up against may look permanent. Seems like it's going to take years to get well, years to meet the right person. Don't be fooled by what you see. Trouble is only temporary. Soon you're going to see the breakthrough. You may not see how this can happen. You're looking at it in the natural. We serve a supernatural God. He can make things happen that you can't make happen. Joel, it's already been a long time. That means you are very close to seeing it turn around. You're about to see freedom, promotion, dreams suddenly come to pass. Soon that new door is going to open. Soon you're going to come into overflow. As long as you think it's going to take years, that's going to stop God from working. When you have this soon mentality, you get up each morning with expectancy. This could be the day that God shows out in your life. God owns it all. One touch of His favor and you'll have more than enough. One idea, one contract, and everything will change. Your mind will tell you all the reasons it's not going to happen. The people that you're up against are too powerful. It's been that way too long. Don't believe those lies. The problem will soon be over. The loneliness will soon be gone. These present troubles will not last very long. Don't get discouraged by difficulties. It's just life. It's not that trouble won't come, but the trouble is not going to last. When you're in difficulties, came down with an illness, people at work turned on you, it's easy to live worried. You have to remind yourself it is not permanent. Soon it will resolve. It's okay to feel things. It's okay to start there, but don't finish there. Don't stay defeated. The sickness, depression, anxiety is not going to stop your destiny. Why don't you get in agreement with God? You may not see how. The sickness too great, the opposition too strong. You're not in this by yourself. The Most High God is fighting for you. He can do what medicine cannot do. He can restore what's been stolen. Sooner than later, you're going to see the hand of God turning situations around that look impossible. But it's easy to live with this forever mindset. Switch over to a soon mentality. Now, I know some things take time, but God promises us in this verse, soon the trouble will be over. Well, what if I believe and this doesn't happen? What if you believe and it does happen? It probably won't happen if you've already accepted a long time to get well, to meet the right person, to accomplish that dream. I'm asking you to believe for sooner than later. Even if it doesn't happen as soon as you like, but I've made up my mind, I'm going to live with a soon mentality. The trouble is temporary. You may be in a difficult time, but that's not how your story ends. That person that walked away, the bad break, the unfair situation is not going to stop your purpose. After the trouble, there's going to be great joy in your life. Don't be discouraged by the trouble. It's not stopping anything God has for you. You're not losing anything. What belongs to you is still coming your way. Your latter days will be better than your former days. Your story doesn't end in defeat. Injustice, sorrow, those are temporary seasons. God has already lined up an after this for you. He said what was meant for your harm, He's turning to your advantage. You're about to step in to an advantage. Step into favor that God has already lined up for you. A friend of mine recently lost his job. It wasn't about his performance. They just didn't have the funds to pay him. I told him, what I'm telling you, this is not how your story ends. There's another position already lined up, has your name on it. If you'll stay in faith, you're going to come in to your after this. Come back to a place of peace. God is going to get you to your destiny. That cancer is not bigger than our God. That breakup didn't stop your purpose. God is behind the scenes right now working in your life. Your time is coming. It's going to happen sooner than you think.